Hi Homeworthy, I'm Nicole Hirsch. Welcome to my house in Cape Cod. Come on in.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
My name is Nicole Hirsch, and I am the owner and lead designer at Nicole Hirsch Interiors in Boston, Massachusetts. You are at my home in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. This is a house that my family, we purchased about 4 years ago. It needed a whole lot of love when we first bought it, so it was a really fun, exciting project for me. We got to come in and really transform what the house was while still maintaining the bones of the house, but really re-looking at so many spaces and making it feel much more modern and updated, but still cozy and warm and having this really beautiful modern coastal aesthetic to it. When we walked into the house, the thing that really attracted us to this home was its view. It sits high up over the ocean, and that was why we bought this particular house, was because of the gorgeous view out to the ocean. Welcome to the great room. This is our favorite room of the house. It is where you first enter the house. It is our cozy space where we spend so much time together, and there's a lot of details that I picked out in here that make it kind of resonate back to the ocean view that you see outside. The first piece that we did in here, this was actually formerly a fireplace, but we decided we were never really gonna light a fire in the summer. And so we worked with LDS Construction and their millwork team, and I designed this floating piece right here that allows for storage and a really beautiful reeded tall TV wall, and then decided to accessorize the whole thing with some of my favorite coffee table books, vases, and some other decorative details, and it just really makes the whole space feel so warm and chic. And as I said, I just love unique millwork details. Another piece that I love that I was so excited to get for this home, Jeff Trotter, who is a designer, created this stone surfboard line, and it is one of my favorite things when I walk in the house. It feels so beachy. The colors are neutral and serene, and it is the perfect sculptural piece of art for this room. As we kind of walk into the main part of the room here, I wanted lots of comfortable, cozy, chic seating to easily accommodate our family of 5 and all the friends and guests we always have here. So I did a large sectional. This is a performance linen. I know people get nervous when they see white linen. I picked a performance grade linen on this, so even with our 2 dogs and our 3 kids, it has kind of stood the test of time over the past few years and just feels really light and airy. Our coffee table in this durable material, again, white, to keep everything really bright and fresh in here. And again, wanted to bring in some texture on the chairs. So we have the light oak base on these and this beautiful rich shearling and an oak side table here. Really gorgeous rug from our friends at Stark. So just super durable, brings in a little tan. We custom stained these brand new hardwood floors that we put into the house. So these are all, again, all shades of white and neutral that tie back to everything else going on in the house. And this really cool vintage rattan chair that I found, and then had the cushions reupholstered in one of my favorite Romo fabrics. I wanted to bring some element of pattern into the space, and thought this kind of tribal cool aesthetic of this particular fabric was just so fun and funky and cool. And my favorite pieces in the room are my marble side tables. I wanted to kind of bring it all together, all the tan, the grays, the blues, and the white, and found these really gorgeous sculptural side tables. You can see here they kind of nest together, and it's the perfect vehicle to house some of the flowers that I just clipped outside from my garden and some other cool pieces that I've found along the way. So that is the great room, where we hang out. It's where we have fun. It's where we sit and look at the ocean. We love it in here. The last thing I want to show you in this room is the bar. As I mentioned, we entertain in this house a lot. We bring drinks out to the pool. And so this is a piece that was both sculptural and allowed us to house all of our barware and everything inside. It's come in really handy and just adds a bit of warmth with the wood stain. So another favorite piece in here. My interior design style is definitely clean, sophisticated, tailored, lots of texture. I really try to emphasize luxury through different mixes of materials, whether it's stained woods, rich fabrics, beautiful millwork. You're not going to see a ton of bold, crazy patterns going on in different directions, but what you are going to see is a lot of luxury and rich details and cozy spaces, all captured through this mix of different really gorgeous materials and finishes. And so that's what you'll see a lot of. What we lack in color, we make up for in texture, I would say. Let's now move into the dining room. Welcome to the dining area. This is where in the evenings after we cook a nice dinner, the whole family comes to congregate. I wanted a space that was close and looked out to the ocean, but still felt comfortable and warm and still enveloped all those light, airy white tones that we use throughout the house. We did this really cool sculptural table. I wanted a nice pedestal base on this table so we could fit as many chairs around as possible, and then went with a dining chair that had a really durable leather. Kids are coming in from the pool, they're in wet bathing suits, and I always know that with these chairs, if they get wet, I can wipe them off, dry them off, but they have that little light oak element that ties back to the dining table still. And I did a light fixture above. I didn't really need a lot of actual light coming out of the fixture, but wanted something really sculptural and cool. And so I did this unique kind of white fixture that was more about the sculptural nature of it, more so than emanating lots of light, but really ties back to everything else in that cool white plaster detail. Over here in the dining room, I needed a cabinet for all of our plates and serving pieces. I wanted to be able to get to them quickly. A lot of them are melamine, so we can use them outside. I had this cabinet made by Bespoke of Winchester. They did a beautiful job. No hardware, but super easy to open. And I keep all of my white dinnerware in here. I like all my serving pieces and my dinnerware to match. And so I went white and I display them all in here. In the back of this piece, I wanted to do something really interesting with wallpaper flanking the back wall of the cabinet. So I chose this really beautiful watercolor looking wallpaper because I thought that the blue from the paper tied back to the blue of the swimming pool and the ocean and the throw pillows from the family room. So again, tying those neutral colors and blues back to the wallpaper in the cabinet, and some of my favorite sculptural baskets and pieces up on top. Next to the dining table is our black sheep of the family. This is a real sculptural moment that I love. It's fun. It's a point of conversation. Our dogs bark at it all the time. And this is just kind of this cool little sculptural fun piece that sits along the windows here looking out at the water. We always tell our clients when we're meeting with new clients or when clients are looking at our work, we are really all about timeless luxury. And I never want to take a client's home and put in a bunch of trendy things or patterns or things, colors, bold, brash colors that may be in 2 years, they're gonna look around and say, oh my gosh, what did we do? We're so sick of this already. So it's not to say that we don't infuse color into our design aesthetic, because we absolutely do, but we do it in really meaningful ways where maybe it's through an upholstery on one chair or through throw pillows, or maybe it's a saturated paint color in a room. But for the most part, we really want all of our designs always to feel very timeless. And we think by using rich textures versus a lot of bold colored pattern, we're able to achieve that. We cook a lot here on Cape Cod. My husband likes to boil lobsters. We make fish, all the seafood. And so we wanted a kitchen that could accommodate how often we cook and entertain. When we bought the house, I really did like the layout of the kitchen. I liked the cabinets, but everything needed an overhaul. So we did all brand new white appliances. We did all fresh new white paint, all new hardware. And I did take all the stone off that was existing, and I replaced it with this gorgeous marble. It is super durable. It is kind of all these dreamy colors. It incorporates the white, some gray, a little bit of beige. So I took that onto the island, all around the perimeter countertop and up the backsplash. So this kitchen is both functional, beautiful, and very durable for all of our busy entertaining needs. And you will never find our house without fresh flowers up on the kitchen ledge. We have this beautiful big bay window here, and in the summer I'm always looking for fresh flowers. Sometimes I will clip them right from my own garden, and I keep fresh flowers up on this ledge all the time. One other favorite piece in this kitchen is a photograph that I bought from our friends at Art Star. It is a really just kind of chic, cool photograph of these women on the beach wrapped in these white and yellow cabana towels, and so that is kind of the focal point of the kitchen, is this really beautiful photograph that I found several years ago. And that's a wrap on the kitchen. Welcome to the den. This is our space where our kids come to have downtime, watch a movie. We had this big, tall ceiling space when you walked into the house, and we knew that we needed another area for our kids and their friends to come and gather and relax after a long day at the beach. We decided to set it up a little differently. I found these chairs, they're made by Shinola, and they looked so plush and comfy and oversized and cozy. So decided to do 4 of them and pair it with this really cool rug. Wanted to bring in a little bit of neutral pattern here, as it's a kid's space. I wanted it to feel a little more fun. Did some nice chic velvet ottomans, TV on this side, and some big, tall storage cabinets that weren't previously here. I wanted somewhere to be able to put away kids' toys, pool toys, crafts, all those things. So created these 2 tall cabinet storage spaces on either side. Over here, I did a kind of chic, beachy take on a kid's play table. I found these kind of vintage wood stools and paired them with a more modern table for that kind of crisscross between the 2 worlds. So when kids wanted to come and draw or do crafts or slime or all those things, this is kind of that spot. And then in the corner here, we put an extra desk between my husband and I. If we're ever working from down here, we always really want a place where one of us can have a desk to sit at, bring our laptops. So this really kind of chic light oak desk that pairs back to the chairs and the stools on the play table and brings it all together. Last but not least, I found some really fun art for the walls. Wanted something that was fun and playful and brought a little color into the space in an unexpected way. And so these are kind of just these cool prints that are a take on bright florals and really tie everything together. So that is the den. Welcome to the powder room. This is a small space that I really wanted to transform in a big way, knowing that there wasn't much that I could affect aside from the walls and the sink, etc. So the first thing I did, I have loved this wallpaper by Black Crow Studios for so long. It is airy and light and has this beautiful bright white background, but then this really watery purple abstract pattern on it. So that was the first thing to go in here. And then I did some coordinating, interesting white tile on the floor, a very small pedestal sink because that was all I had room for. So I did just something white and sculptural. I paired that with bronze on the faucet and a very tall mirror. And that was kind of all I had room for. And then paired it with one beautiful piece of art above the toilet. It feels airy and light and beachy, and it's a small space, but it's our little jewel box down here with this gorgeous wallpaper. My go-to design tip, if you are looking to redesign one of the rooms in your home, is to really be mindful of scale. Clients will come to me sometimes and say, I found the most amazing chair, or the most beautiful sofa, or the most gorgeous area rug. But if the scale of a piece is not right for the size of the room or the shape of the room, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is, it's never going to look right. So floor planning is your best friend when you are designing a space yourself. You have to make sure that you lay everything out by size first, and then start looking for pieces that fit the scale that you have designed to. Now I'll take you upstairs and show you the rest of the house. Come on. Welcome to our guest room. As I mentioned, we have friends down here as much as we possibly can, and really wanted a comfy oasis for them to come and be able to sleep well at night, open the windows, listen to the ocean. So we just created this really tranquil space. We did a textured wallpaper on the walls in a nice tone of beige to just give it extra warmth. The curved headboard, some custom pillows in that beachy kind of aqua tone to tie back to the ocean, and the rest of the room is just very neutral colors. My favorite piece of art is behind me. It's a photograph with words superimposed over it. The coast is clear, so just a perfect nod to the ocean. And this is our guest space. Welcome to the primary bedroom. This is one of my favorite rooms in the house. There's so many details in here that just feel like they belong. The first of which is this gorgeous bed. There's a lot of ceiling height in here, and so I knew from the moment I started designing the space that I wanted a bed that completed that ceiling height. And so I went with this 4-poster bed. It's sturdy, it's elegant, it has a little bit of a modern beachy feel, and has these brass details inlaid on both the base and the headboard. From there, I had these sconces made from Blueprint Lighting, the perfect blend of a little bit of brass and the warm white of the globes. And so those flank either side of the bed. I wanted to keep the bedding, again, very beachy, airy, light, and found this gorgeous fabric from Romo. It looks like a tweed, but has little flecks of gold in it, again, that tie back to the sconces. Again, because we work down here sometimes, I found this really gorgeous wood desk that we keep on this side of our bedroom. Throw my laptop on there, sit, and look out at the ocean and across the balcony on the other side of the bedroom. And then, of course, needed some art in here. Every room needs a piece of art to make it feel complete. And here we have this really special piece that we found a long time ago, actually in New Orleans. And so this is just this very bright, lovely, happy beach scene of 3 women. It's painted on wood, and it just completes the room with this perfect pop of color. I wanted to find the perfect piece of furniture to run the expanse of this wall across from the bed. And I actually happened to find in the same collection where this bed is from, they actually had a credenza piece. This is not a dresser at all. It is meant to be more of a credenza piece that goes in a living room to act as a bar type of thing, but it was the perfect length for what I was looking for this wall. So again, it has the brass details and the light oak that tie back to the details of the bed. The bench at the end of the bed is really special. It is made custom by an artisan who does these hand-woven benches, and I just thought bringing a little pattern in, everything else in here is so neutral, and so to bring some pattern in on the bench with this woven detail on the top and the metal legs was just such a unique find. It's one of my favorite things in here. Always keep fresh flowers in here. This glass vase sits in here all the time. I always like to look across at beautiful, bold, fresh flowers. So that is always here. And then a nice big sculptural oversized velvet chair here in the corner. So in the morning we can sit with a coffee, look out at the water. And then over here, because we had such bright art on the other side of the room, I wanted to do something more unique and textural and tactile. I found these really cool kind of semicircle pieces. They're all hand finished in different ways. Some are matte, some are shiny. They're all ceramic and all done in this palette of very neutral colors. Last but not least, we have this little balcony that sits off of our primary bedroom, just big enough for 2 chairs and a coffee table, so we can go out there in the morning, grab our coffee, sit up here, look out at the ocean, and it's kind of this perfect relaxing moment. And most importantly, we have these gorgeous white drapes. They're white linen. They run from ceiling to floor. They're long and flowy and beachy and airy. Makis Drapery makes all my drapes for me all the time. They do the most spectacular work. And we just have all these billowing white linen drapes in here that just feel really dreamy and airy. And that is the bedroom. Welcome to the primary bathroom. This is a brand new space from top to bottom. We had a little bit of a flood in here a couple winters ago. A pipe burst and we had to gut the entire thing and start over, which was a blessing because I love this space so much now. Wanted it to feel really beachy and calm and serene, almost like a spa. I found these very oversized porcelain tiles that we did on the floor, going all the way up the walls. So the whole thing really does have that spa-like vibe. A nice big soaking tub from Victoria and Albert, and then wanted to do a nod back to that light oak beachy feel that we have in the bedroom. So did a floating double vanity in the light oak with a really beautiful integrated stone top, some oversized mirrors, and then a really kind of unique configuration in this shower. When you look inside, there is all terrazzo tile in there in shades of blue and tan and white, so tying back to those beach tones that we love so much. And then a little different take on the toilet room. Rather than doing a solid door, again, I wanted to keep it really light and airy in here, so we went frosted glass for the toilet room, which again just keeps everything feeling really light and bright and open, still providing privacy. The frosted glass is a favorite element of mine in this space. Welcome to the backyard. This is the space where we spend most of our time on beautiful summer sunny Cape Cod days. This back area was an old rickety wood porch when we first bought the house. There was lots of overgrown shrubbery, and we cleared the entire thing out and created this massive, beautiful pool space that you see behind me. We really wanted both jacuzzi and pool where our kids could bring friends and swim, and where we could host pool parties. So you can see behind me, we chose for the decking part of the pool a really light, airy porcelain versus doing something darker and more traditionally Cape Cod. I wanted the pool to have a more modern feel, and then flanked the pool area with lots of nice lounge chairs so plenty of people could relax in the sun. They're my favorite lounge chairs from Restoration Hardware. I never do lounge chairs that have cushions on them because I don't want to bring them inside and outside every time it rains. These dry quickly, they're so easy to wipe down, and they're this beautiful blend of aluminum and the mesh, again, that wipes off so cleanly. The pool has both a deep end and a shallow end, and a very oversized hot tub, so plenty of people can fit in there and hang out. And that is the pool area. Welcome to our backyard. This is the garden area that leads down to the beach, where we kind of spend so much of our time. And this is the view that we love so much. All the bedrooms and the first floor of our house look out towards this view. It's the reason we bought the house, and we love hanging out and spending time here. As you can see, we have lots of garden area back here. Cape Cod Conservation is very particular about what you need to plant. So these are all native wildflowers that we planted back here. It brings a ton of color and just gives this really beautiful garden-like feel back here that we love so much. We have this stone path that leads down to a beautiful view of the ocean. Welcome to the front of the house. This is our main entry where we come in and out of on a daily basis. We wanted to really play up a lot of fresh, beautiful flowers here since it's summertime. So we really cleaned out these two gardens on either side of me and planted an abundance of fresh, bright, gorgeous flowers. As always, it's Cape Cod, so we have bright, beautiful, lush hydrangea bushes in front of the gardens and a lot of stone leading up. We loved keeping the integrity of the red brick leading up, so we love that kind of mix between the stone and brick. Over here is the front entrance of the home. We wanted to do some really big oversized planters here that almost felt a little bit tropical and had some height to them since there is so much height in the entry of our home. And so we did big palm leaves and lots of lush purple flowers spilling over these very more contemporary oversized planters. We have these three really cool sculptural trees behind me. In the evening, we kind of light them from below, and this beautiful glow goes up all three trees. So there was a lot of thought and attention and detail paid to how we did the landscaping of this house. We worked with the team at Outerland and really worked lockstep with them to create a garden oasis out here in the front of the home. We decided to name our house when we bought it. We just thought it would be kind of cute play for a beach house on Cape Cod. And so we named it a Shore Thing, S-H-O-R-E, Shore Thing, because it's on the ocean. And we had a beautiful custom placard made to go above the door, as you can see here. What does home mean to me? I would say home means family. I mean, this house, the reason that my husband and I purchased this house is we have 3 kids who are, in high school, middle school, elementary school, and everything about this home just feels like family. They constantly have a slew of friends down here. We created this big patio area in the back with a pool so we could constantly be entertaining and having friends here, and our kids having friends down. So home to me means a loud, kind of busy household all the time, filled with lots of food and drinks and laughing and music, and that is absolutely what this home represents for us. It is a home where the doors are always open and friends are always welcome.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.